Welcome to Time and Work Session 2. In Session 2, we will study work based on days and ratio or efficiency. Work based on days is very important topic because even if you do not know any other method in time and work, you will be able to do at least 70% of the questions with this method alone. And ratio and efficiency is based on a topic called ratio and proportion, which itself is a separate topic and is used in various other topics which we will be studying later in detail in coming sessions. But you don't have to worry about this because we will see how to do ratio based questions in time and work. And also you will be studying three different levels of questions in both the concepts. So let us see it one by one. Work based on days. Here we will study a method called flip method. This is also known as unitary method because we find out the work done in unit day or one day. So the rule is if A can do a piece of work in n days, then A's one day work is equal to 1 divided by n. For example, if A can do a piece of work in 5 days, then A's one day work is equal to 1 divided by 5. In other words, we can say that if A's one day work is equal to 1 divided by n, then A can finish the work in n days. For example, if A's one day work is equal to 1 divided by 5, then A can finish the work in 5 days. Here you need to understand one important thing, that number of days and number of persons are inversely proportional to each other. So as the number of persons increases, the number of days will decrease, and as the number of persons decreases, the number of days will increase. This method can be used in 70% of the questions in time and work. Now let's see how to use this method in different questions. Work based on days level 1. X can do a piece of work in 30 days, Y can do it in 20 days, and Z can do it in 24 days. In how many days will they all do it together? Here, a piece of work doesn't mean some part of work. In this case, work is always considered as one work. This question can be solved easily with one day work method. Now you recall the formula that if A can do a work in n days, his one day work is 1 by n. Now let's apply this concept in this question. So if X can do a work in 30 days, his one day work will be 1 by 30. In the same way, if Y can do a work in 20 days, then Y's one day work will be 1 by 20. And Z's one day work will be 1 by 24. Now, if they all work together, then their one day work will be 1 by 30 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 24, which is equal to 1 by 8. Now applying the flip formula again, if their one day work is 1 by 8, they will complete the work in 8 days. So our answer is 8 days. Work based on days level 2. 3 men, 4 women and 6 children can complete a work in 7 days. A woman does double the work a man does, and a child does half the work a man does. How many women alone can complete this work in 7 days? Now read the second sentence again, that a woman does double the work a man does and a child does half the work a man does. Here they have given the relation between the efficiency of man, woman and child, and the efficiency cannot be compared directly. For this we need to relate their one day work. Now let's say that one man's one day work is M, one woman's one day work is W, and one child's one day work is C. Now let's see the comparison given in the question and write the equations. This has been given in the question that m is equal to w by 2 and c is equal to m by 2. Now you can substitute this value m is equal to w by 2 and you will get c equals w by 4. Why are we converting everything into w? Because we have been asked to find out the number of women in the question. According to the given data in the question, 3 men, 4 women and 6 children's one-day work is equal to 1 by 7. Why their one-day work is 1 by 7? Because they can complete the work in 7 days. So according to the flip formula, their one-day work will be 1 by 7. And since we have to find out W, so we should convert everything into W and find out the required answer. So 3m plus 4w plus 6c is equal to 3w by 2 plus 4w plus 6w by 4, which is equal to 7w is equal to 1 by 7. Now you can see that we have converted 3m, 4w, 6c, all these variables into w with the help of these two formula. C is equal to m by w and m is equal to w by 2. And the answer is 7w. And what is w? One woman's work. So if one woman's work is w, then 7w is 7 women's work, which is equal to 1 by 7. If 7 women's one-day work is 1 by 7, then according to the flip rule, 7 women will complete the work in 7 days. So the answer is 7 days.
Work based on days, level 3. A can do a piece of job in 25 days, which B alone can do in 20 days. A started the work and was joined by B after 10 days. In how many days A and B together will complete the work? Here, A has done the work for 10 days and then he was joined by B. So this question can be divided into two parts. First, we can calculate the work done by A in 10 days so that we can find out the remaining work which has to be done by A and B together. And then we can find out the time taken by A and B to do the remaining work. Now let's see how to do it. A can do a piece of job in 25 days. A piece of job doesn't mean that a part of work. As I have already told you that a work is always considered as one work. So A can do a job in 25 days. Then, according to the flip rule, his one-day work will be 1 by 25. If his one-day work is 1 by 25, his 10 days work will be 10 by 25, which is equal to 2 by 5. This 2 by 5 part of the work has been done by A in 10 days. Now, the remaining work will be 1 minus 2 by 5, which is equal to 3 by 5. Now, this 3 by 5 part of the work has to be done by A and B together. We know that B alone can do the job in 20 days. So, his one-day work will be 1 by 20. And we have already calculated A's one-day work, which is equal to 1 by 25. So, if they work together, their one-day work will be 1 by 25 plus 1 by 20, which is equal to 9 by 100. If their one-day work is 9 by 100, then according to the flip rule, they will complete the work in 100 by 9 days. Now we can say that they are doing one work in 100 by 9 days, then they will do 3 by 5 work in 100 by 9 into 3 by 5 days, which is equal to 20 by 3 days. So our answer is 20 by 3 days.
Ratio or efficiency. Efficiency means how much work one person can do in one day. And we can find the ratio of time easily if the ratio of work or efficiency has been given in the question. For example, if A is thrice as good a workman as B, then ratio of work done by A and B is 3:1. Since A is more efficient than B, then definitely work done by A will be more than the work done by B. That is why the ratio of work is 3:1. Now, this ratio can be used to find out the ratio of time. So, according to this ratio, we can say that ratio of time taken by A and B to finish the work is 1:3. Or in the same way, we can find the ratio of work or efficiency if the ratio of time has been given in the question. And you should remember one thing, that efficiency cannot be compared directly. It can only be compared with one day work. Now let's see some questions based on ratio. Ratio or efficiency level 1. A is thrice as good as workman as B, and therefore A is able to finish a job in 60 days less than B. Working together, how much time will be taken by them to do the work? So we have to find out the time in this question. This question is based on the ratio of efficiency or capacity, and the ratio of efficiency is 3:1. So the ratio of work has been given in the question, which can be used for finding out the ratio of time. And if the work ratio is 3:1, the time ratio will be 1:3. So now the ratio of time taken by A and B is 1:3. So we can say that the time taken by A and B is x and 3x according to the ratio. Now some students make a mistake here and write these values as x and 3y, which is wrong. Since this is a ratio, you have to use the same variable always. So the time will be x and 3x, not x and 3y. Now one more thing has been given in the question, that the time taken by A is 60 less than the time taken by B. So x is 60 less than 3x, which means x is equal to 3x minus 60. With this, we can find out the value of x, which is equal to 30. So A can do the work in x days, that is 30 days, and B can do the work in 3x days, that is 90 days. Now we can use the flip rule and find out their one day work. So if they work together, one day work will be 1 divided by 30 plus 1 divided by 90, which is equal to 2 by 45. Now applying the flip rule again, we can say that they can complete the work in 45 by 2 days. So our answer is 45 by 2 days. Ratio or efficiency level 2. A is 30% more efficient than B. Working together, how much time will be taken by them to do the work, which A alone could have done in 23 days. If A is more efficient than B, then definitely A will take less time. and time taken by B will be more than time taken by A, right? And the time taken by A is 23 days. So we can say that since A is 30% more efficient than B, then time taken by B will be 30% more than time taken by A. And time taken by A is 23. So time taken by B will be equal to 23 plus 30% of 23, which is equal to 23 plus 30 divided by 100 into 23, which is equal to 299 divided by 10. So B can complete the work in 299 divided by 10 days. And we know that A can complete the work in 23 days. So if they work together, their 1 day work will be 1 by 23 plus 10 by 299, which is equal to 1 divided by 13. If their 1 day work is 1 by 13, then according to the flip rule, they will complete the work in 13 days. So our answer is 13 days. Ratio or efficiency level 3. 20 women can do a work in 16 days. 16 men can complete the same work in 15 days. What is the ratio between the capacity of a man and a woman? Here we have to find out the ratio of capacity of a man and a woman. And as we have already discussed that the capacity cannot be compared directly. It can be compared with their 1 day work. So let's calculate their 1 day work with the help of flip rule to find out the required ratio. We know that 20 women can complete the work in 16 days. So according to the flip rule, 20 women's 1 day work will be 1 by 16. Now if 20 women's 1 day work is 1 by 16, then one woman's 1 day work will be 1 by 16 into 20, which is equal to 1 by 320. Now, in the same way, we can find out one man's 1 day work. If 16 men can do the work in 15 days, then 16 men's 1 day work will be 1 by 15. And if 16 men's 1 day work is 1 by 15, then one man's 1 day work will be 1 by 15 into 16, which is equal to 1 divided by 240. Now we can compare their 1 day work and find out the required ratio. So we can say that the ratio of capacity of a man and a woman is equal to 1 divided by 240 is to 1 divided by 320, which is equal to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. Now you can cross multiply these values and you will get the ratio 4 is to 3. So our answer is 4 is to 3.
Thank you for watching session 2. If you have any query, you can write back to me on mathskagurukul.vns@gmail.com.